All right, so rolling out another Black Friday topic today, and that is going to be XRP and its future, how all this might tie together with potentially some very big moves around the space. I think XRP could be leading into some interesting stuff. We'll break that down for you. My name is Paul Barron. Welcome back into TechPath. Let's get into it today. Thanking our sponsor, Bybit. If you guys are looking at jumping into a crypto exchange to make those stealth moves, maybe a little ninja moves, you jump into Bybit. Now, of course, you have to do that from international. If you're here in the US, you cannot use that. But you can use this for the Crypto Cup kickoff. That's 500,000 in USDT prize pools, all available if you're out there on the Bybit exchange. Additionally, you get spot pairs for free. That's another one. Make sure and use our link in the description below. It does help the channel out. All right, let's get into all this stuff. There's a lot happening here, guys. First of all, and I want to bring in a couple of things from Bitcoinist, and they're talking about Bank of America waits on the sideline until Ripple is the SEC case kind of settles down here. The fact that we've got BOA playing into this, and this is whether you like it or you don't like it, of the big banks starting to make their move. We've talked about this for some time on the channel, is that it's just a matter of time, people, before the banks come into crypto. One of our biggest videos in the last 3 months, all talking about banks entering the crypto space. And I think that's the case here. Rumors about a close partnership between Ripple Labs and Bank of America have been circulating for quite some time. Now a tweet from Linqto now warms up this rumor again and reports a remarkable closeness between the company and the bank. This to me is just more validation that tells me, guys, that we are dealing with a very interesting time right now that is going to involve a handful of key companies, and we're going to be dealing with a lot of regulatory guidance that's going to start making its way into DC. This was just talking a little bit about where Garlinghouse kind of put this together. He met him first in Singapore, 2009. He's more confident today that he's back. Then he made it clear that they're ready to settle with the SEC as long as they can get clarity on XRP. And I think, again, that rolls back out to the whole solution of we think this might be a potential here. Bank of America stands to gain a really big scenario when this settlement happens because they're going to have a huge competitive advantage over their competitors, and they're going to use this whole new, using the ODL and the marketplace, I think, in general. And you kind of talk about what Linqto was talking about here with Brad Garlinghouse, basically saying that this is the future of where this is all heading. And there's some products that play into this. If you look at the product offering, we did a full breakdown of this product offering some time ago, but this is just kind of the liquidity hub that they are mentioning and why this makes a big difference. Look at where Ripple sits right here and the potential for all of these primary tokens like Bitcoin ETH and Bitcoin Cash playing into businesses, playing into the ecosystem of Web 2, e-commerce, and the potential of even POS interactivity that's going to be making its way into things like Bank of America and many others that will start to play into this. So this, I think, really plays into a very good position for XRP, plays for as a token, and plays into kind of the place that we've always known Ripple is going to be, and that is they're the banker's token. Let's listen to this little short clip right here. Let me pop this one out for you guys. Take a look. This is a good one, and listen to this one.
After we
presented by Marcus Tan.
adopt Ripple with the ODL as well, it makes the whole transactions to be much more smoother. It used to take half a day at least. Right now it's only 5 minutes to get the funds from Australia all the way to Singapore within 5 minutes times.
Yep.
And it allows to create more business opportunity for us as well. So based on what we have seen after we adopt, we have seen 15% growth from the day we start until today.
We can scale up, scale down. We know when our peaks are, and we can give these guys a heads up, to the Ripple team a heads up. This is going to be the forecast we have ahead. And we've done that for, we've got Lunar New Year coming up. It's a huge part of our year. And we know that that's not going to be, there's no roadblocks to that. These guys will know, our partners will know, and it's just an incredible sort of liberating process. We want to grow and without any roadblocks.
I love that. Grow without any roadblocks. Imagine that in the financial sector out there, the ability to be able to scale financial services at this level. Notice he talked about the growth of 15%, but more importantly, speeds of transaction. It starts to change the landscape of how transactions, one, can be utilized, and also the speed of business. Speed of business is very important, especially in today and what we're dealing with the evolution of Web3. I think, Ripple's going to be in the middle of this, guys, and it's going to be a big, big part of this. Let's go over and jump to the daily hodl. 3 challenges of institutional crypto adoption left unsolved, and this again, of course, is talking about Ethereum. Now, there's a couple of points here that they make. Post-merge, industry still needs to overcome multiple challenges, include the lack of adequate infrastructure connecting TradFi, hence what we just talked about, and DeFi, and the regulatory and the scrutiny concerns all tied into this. A TradFi DeFi bridge does 2 things. One, I think we're going to start to see the KYC connection in DeFi, and most likely just because of the fact that you need traditional finance. And I find this to be a very interesting angle for even the use case of cold storage to what we're seeing in DeFi. There's going to be a new evolution of how all of this infrastructure starts to connect the dots between the traditional finance entities that have been out there for quite some time, and banks are going to be leading the way. So whether you like it or not, guys, it's coming into this space. And I think the scenario that plays out into this is who's going to be the winner. Who's going to be the winner? Just sit back in your easy chair right now as you're watching some football, and you're thumbing through, which, by the way, hit the like button right now. So let's take a minute, get together here. It's a great, Black Friday. Smash the like button right now. I'm not going to continue to hit that like right there. Okay, got it. All right, so the point is Ripple's going to be the winner. Ripple is going to be one of the major winners, and I think some of the others that are going to be play big into this, and I still think Bitcoin, Ethereum to a certain extent, I think will play into this. Litecoin could be a very interesting play on this, just from the aspect of utilizing cryptocurrencies as truly cash derivatives in the way that businesses will start to transact. And when you get that into e-commerce, you get this into point of sale, you start applying this into the retail sector, and then you bring in a lot of the utility aspects of how retail can tie into all this stuff. Man, you are setting with a revolution that literally the fiat system won't be able to keep up with. Now, granted, there's a lot of things that still have to be done. Yes, regulation needs to play into this. Yes, the DC boys have to get their payouts. Yes, we have to have the big banks controlling a certain aspect of it. That's going to be the big question mark, I think, for the future of Bitcoin and many other tokens out there, is how this plays into it. So Bank of America now posting a new job listing for crypto policy expert. Bingo. That's my point I just made, is that you're dealing with the rails of the infrastructure. I'm not talking about the technical infrastructure. I'm talking about the greasing the wheels of politicians, greasing the wheels of regulation, greasing the wheels of alignment within the industry, and being able to align all of this into the future of where finance is going. This, I think, Ripple has been doing for quite some time, because they've been after Swift and they've been connecting all the right dots in the major finance community. Hence, it brings up a big opportunity of tying these together with companies like Bank of America. So here's what they said. They want to lead the development, insightful thought leadership on the regulatory implications of emerging trends, articulating a concise and compelling point for view design to support the company leaders' understanding. I don't know what that says, but it says one thing to me. These guys are getting ready to go to the hill. They're going to start patting the pockets of our politicians, working on the players at B that will start to put together the SEC guidance and or the maybe the CFTC guidance within this, and play out to all of what this. Look at what they say. The candidate would follow congressional committee hearings, mark up congressional blockchain caucus events. Remember who led the blockchain caucus? That was Emmers. U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, the CFTC, FinCEN come in here. This is going to be a power position, and I think every bank in the land is going to be dealing with this right now. So all of those banks out there, whether it's PNC, you look at TD Ameritrade, TD Bank, all of the major 5 are going to be pulling into this, into some pretty interesting positions. Bitcoin, of course, is eyes a safe haven status, as a lot of this kind of flows into this whole gold correlation. And This is Bank of America saying this again. So think about this for a minute. You've got Bank of America starting to play a little bit nicer in this area. And they state it right here. Bitcoin could once more be viewed by investors as a safe haven, thanks to recent market activity. This is based on the Bank of America analyst. And he looks at it pretty straightforward, is that it has a correlation with gold prices. Yes, I know Peter Schiff would not like that. Peter, if you're listening to this, I hope that the gold bug has gotten off of you and you've come over to the light and understand that crypto is the future and this is going to be something that's sticking around for quite some time. Either that or you're going to get a chance to just hate on it for the next 20 years. We'll see. Here's the interesting thing. Analysts wrote, a decelerating positive correlation with SPX, a rapidly rising correlation with gold, indicate that investors may view Bitcoin as a relative safe haven as a macro uncertainty continues and the market bottom remains to be unseen. This to me is something I've talked about with Bitcoin around this market for a very long time. I believe it already is the safe haven, not investment advice, but I believe it already is a safe haven of where this is going in the future. And I think this all ties it into where the banks are going and why they are going there. Well, why are they going there? Let's think about it. How about this reason? Bank of America says young people, 7.5 times more likely to hold crypto. So they're sitting there going, hey, wait a minute. I've got young people in my bank right now. I'm going to lose them to some crappy place like XYZ or this particular neobank or Revolut coming in and swiping me or Ally growing on digital, or you've got M1 Finance and SoFi coming in with these sub banks. All this is happening to compete against companies like Bank of America, PNC, TD, and the rest, Wells Fargo, etc., which is why you see so much more activity right now. And the reason, Gen Z and the millennials. All of this is starting to flow into a hand that these banks realize is not going to slow down. And if anything, it's only going to put them in a position where they have to accelerate. And the key is can they accelerate fast enough with the regulatory framework that's been pushed into the market because of FTX? So think about that. Former Goldman Sachs says, wait a minute, I'm bullish on this XRP thing. I think there's some real use cases here. What is the deal here? Have these people just woke up all of a sudden and realized that, there's some good stuff in blockchain? What's going on? Or do you think that it is that all of the market is so suppressed? We've got Bitcoin at its lowest price in its history, pretty much in this cycle, and they're all starting to move their way in and shuffle into the space and kind of make their elbow room in and say, we think we can help control all of this. Further in the article, I've said this a gazillion times, XRP. I love it when these people say a gazillion times, but at the same time, we're out there fighting the SEC tooth and nail to try to get the reality, and that is that XRP isn't a security. Here's an interesting point right here, but it's being used as a chain that's being used for money transmission and a chain that has Metcalfe's law. So does he even know what Metcalfe's law is? I wonder. I don't know. Interesting. Retailer held back because of this stupid SEC. That is one thing he said smartly. And I do agree with that, is that we and the XRP community, I think in general, XRP Army, shout out to you guys. Make sure and smash the like button right now. If you are the XRP Army, there is only one way to show it. And that is to have more likes on this video than any of our XRP videos before. It's the Black Friday XRP video. You guys cannot let us down. So make sure and pop that in there. Here's Mr. Whale coming in. Ripple to consider. This is crazy. I don't understand this one. Tell me, guys, riddle me this. I put a tweet out on that. Ripple to consider deals for the FTX assets. Brad Garlinghouse says this. Now, what is Ripple up to? Is it are they just out shopping? Is it because there's some deals, Black Friday deals are in, we got something going on there? I don't know. Give me your input as to why is Ripple maybe making a play for this? And I also saw some more data this week that it's like 1.24 billion in cash that they're sitting on liquidity from the FTX side of things. So there could be some plays here. Here you got John Deaton coming in. Here's a brief. Release all your notes, emails, communications between you and the SEC staff members and SBF. This is beautiful. John's pulling it in. He tweeted this on the 15th. And FTX official or anyone associated with them, restore confidence and end all the speculation and release everything, including all of your calendars. Johnny, Come on, John Deaton. I love you, man, but there is no way the SEC is going to do that. This would be a terrible indictment to what's going on in our regulators out there. So John's pretty good at causing and stirring up a little stuff. Here you got James K. Filan. Filan Law? I don't know, James. Let me know if that's Filan or Filan. I'm not sure. He's been kind of surfacing here recently on Twitter in the XRP case. He talks a little bit about it right here. Stronger regulatory framework enacted, obviously globally, would have prevented the FTX situation. Yes, of course, Senate Agriculture Committee will hold an FTX hearing on December 1st. Again, these things, I think, guys, is all virtue signaling from DC. It's just a matter of them positioning and posturing to get into the cycle here. We talked about this earlier this week when we were breaking down this letter out to SoFi and what was happening there. Yes, guys, it's all posturing. And yes, this does matter. And it is going to make its way into mainstream, I think, for sure now. Here's an interesting point. XRP now almost twice as big as Coinbase. This is off of its market cap. This to me is pretty insane. One, I think as XRP, once that we see the pent up demand for XRP, the token and the Ripple case itself flesh out here and truly become something that changes the dynamics for not only the crypto community, but I think also the regulatory environment as a whole. XRP near almost worth twice. Coinbase has a market cap of 9.6 billion, and XRP is setting at 18.6 billion dollars. Take that in. Just let it, kind of, come into you, like you're in a good hot tub or a sauna or something. And XRP is just standing there. Brad's next to you right here, smoking a cigar, hanging out, and you just go 18.6 billion. Yeah, that's what that's worth. Anyway, we'll get into it. All right, so our last tweet, let's take some dates to watch right here. Scheduling update, this coming over from Filan Law. All right, so motion for summary, they approved that, so November, that deadline's already passed. Here we go. November 30th, this is where the parties file the summary judgment reply, temporarily under seal right now. Then you got December 2nd, parties got to meet to confer. Then on December 5th, the parties file publicly. Then on December 22nd, parties file omnibus motions to seal all the materials relating to summary judgment motions for all that. This is, it's the typical scenario, guys, that we face in all of these things. Here's January 9th. This gets into parties file opposition and then motions to exclude expert testimony. So again, we still got a little bit to go, but the point is that we're making strides in the right direction in terms of some of these dates. So good stuff out there, guys. Make sure and smash the like button before you head out to eat leftover turkey or hang out and watch some Christmas lights, whatever it might be that you guys are doing out there on this Black Friday. But the first thing you should do is subscribe to the Diamond Circle. The Diamond Circle is now called the Black Friday Diamond Circle. All you have to do is jump in. And by the way, we have a big Black Friday sale going on, so you can get to the Crypto Power Index and the Mastermind group. And this is crazy. Big discounts. Black Friday, so we thought we'd do that for you guys. And you can take advantage of it. Check your Diamond Circle emails that you're getting right now, because that's where the offer is. It only goes out to Diamond Circle members. That's the number one reason you should get into it. You get member discounts. Also, if you want to reach me, it's out there on Twitter. I'll be trolling somebody. Who should I troll this week? Let me think. Sandeep. I'm going to troll Sandeep. See you guys. We'll see you guys later right here on Tech Guy.